Today, I'm going to take you on a bit of a roller coaster journey, one that's full of highs and dramatic lows of managing social media strategy for nonprofits. And before we start, a huge shout out to my client On a Dime Transformation for allowing me to share my story of failure openly with you. Because just 6 months ago, we were on top of the world. Our social media was firing on all cylinders. We had an engagement rate of 6% on Instagram in a sector where less than 1% is the norm. Our follower count was climbing daily and our content was resonating far and wide, driving funding. But then I made a critical mistake. I took my foot off the gas and the impact was immediate and harsh. Our engagement rate plummeted to 1%. Our growth stalled and it was a wake-up call. I was doing the dreaded post and ghost. Now, if you have seen your engagement rates dwindle or your follower growth slow, don't lose hope. Today, I'm going to walk you through the exact social media strategy for nonprofits we took to climb back up to rockstar level. Plus, I have a free download for you, so stick around. So let's dive in and I'll show you exactly what I did to get those numbers back up. So my day kicks off nice and slow with my coffee and the dogs by my side. I spend about the first 20 minutes of my morning engaging on social media. So liking and commenting on posts and stories and connecting with our followers on DMs. It's all about nurturing relationships and fostering a sense of community. Now with On a Dime, we have a bit of a cheeky brand voice, which means I get to inject a little sass and humor into our interactions. And I often do this through funny comments or funny GIFs or avatars. It's not just about posting, it's about connecting. Now I try to sneak in another quick engagement session in the evening or later in the afternoon, but regardless how hectic my day gets, I really try to ensure I get in at least one engagement session daily. Now, why commit to daily time on social media? Well, first, because the payoff is undeniable. Further reach, better engagement, and an active community ready to jump into action whenever we have a call to action to make. But let's break down how this actually works. Now, you might think that all your followers see your posts, but that's not necessarily the case. Pull up your Instagram. Do it right now and click on the most recent post, then click on the insights and check out your reach. So let's say you have 1,000 followers. Maybe only about 50 might see a single post. Now I like to see at least an 8% reach rate. And if your reach isn't reaching, this is because social media platforms are driven by algorithms that prioritize content based on connections. So algorithms focus heavily on how users interact with each other. So just like on your personal account, when you're frequently engaging with your friends, it makes their posts appear more often in your feed. And a nonprofit's account needs to engage similarly. Every like, comment, or DM that I send helps strengthen these connections. When I stopped actively engaging, our metrics plummeted to a 4% reach rate and again that 1% engagement rate. So it was a clear signal interaction is key. When you post a post, that post initially reaches a small engaged segment of your audience. If they interact positively with that post, then the algorithm deems it to be valuable and increases its visibility. This can snowball, greatly expanding your reach, provided the engagement continues. Now, this cycle underscores the importance of not just posting content, but being actively involved in fostering interactions. Engagement on social media isn't just about reacting to what's already there. It's also about creating content that sparks interaction. So once a week, I set aside dedicated time to craft my posts that do more than just fill your feed. They inspire, educate, and entertain. This is especially crucial for us at On a Dime, where our focus is on substance use disorder recovery and purpose-driven employment as part of that recovery. So we adhere to a content strategy where 80% of our posts are high value. This means they're designed to provide thought leadership and genuine value without coming off too promotional. The remaining 20% are those calls to action that directly engage our audience with specific requests or initiatives. Because the level of engagement a post receives, so the likes, the shares, the watch time, the comments, is so crucial, it's imperative that each post resonates with our audience and prompts them to interact. That's why we work extensively with social media avatars and personas to deeply understand and cater to our audience's preference and needs. Our primary goal with every piece of content is to stimulate engagement, but not by bluntly asking for it. Old school tactics of begging for likes and shares are out. Instead, every time before I hit post, I ask myself, is this content shareable? Does it leave the door open for a comment? Is it valuable? So, in fact, I have a whole checklist I use before posting, which is the download that I mentioned. So remember, algorithms place high value on shares and saves. So these actions signal that your content not only is engaging, but worth spreading. So even when it comes to fundraising posts, the aim should always be to make them shareable. This approach not only increases the reach of your post, but also builds a stronger, more connected community. So there you have it, my public confession. It's not easy to admit when you've slipped up, especially in a space that is visible as social media. And honestly, it's been a challenge to climb back up to that 6% engagement rate. I think currently we're sitting at 3%, but our reach rate is back up to 8%. And before you go, that download should be popping up here. And I have something else for you, for those of you looking to elevate your nonprofit social media strategy even further. Be sure to check out our online course where I dive deep into all my tips and tricks to help you build a robust social media presence. I'm going to link that in the video description. And up next, check out our video on using direct messages for fundraising. This could be a game changer for your nonprofit social media strategy. Now, thanks so much for watching. And if you found this video helpful, well, you know what to do. So, see you next week.